Okay, it looks like it's the tag team title matches kicking us off. The Usos versus the Wyatts. Really want the Wyatts to win it. The Usos have had a good run, but I think it's time for a bit of a change. So I want the Wyatts to win, then they can feud with Stardust and Goldust afterwards.
Exactly the same pay-per-view as last month. Matches pay-per-view last month, so yeah. I wanted the Wyatts to win then, so again, I want them to win tonight. This feud's got a little bit stale now, so I'm all for the Wyatts.
Let's see what we get. Absolutely phenomenal match. These guys went for it. This has to be the end of this rivalry. They cannot top this match, and if they tried, I think it would fail. This was so good. It was quite ROH-y. Lots and lots and lots of false finishes, kicking out of moves. A bit of no selling, but at the right time, so it's not just doesn't make them look weak, doesn't make it look like their finishes are insignificant. Selling at the right time, but then they're just powering through. Like the fight that he got super kicked in the face, but then just shook it off and then did straight into a discus clothesline. But man, they took every single one of each other's moves. The Usos had to do a double super kick, double splash to finally finish it off. Did not see them retaining the title, but I hope they get a new opponent, but that's my big worry. Who is their opponent going to be? Ryback. Or maybe this is the time NXT stars The Ascension get brought up, and then they can have a brand new people, brand new feud with the Usos. But frankly, this match I was getting sick of it myself, but I was so into this match by the end. It was phenomenal, amazing. Can't gush enough.
Yeah, they've really raised the bar for tonight, and they seriously got to come out on top of that match, because that was really good. I'm surprised they won. I honestly thought that would be the end of it, but they deserved it. They deserved the win.
Oh, definitely.
But it's time for them to move on from the Wyatts and go into another decent feud. I reckon they'll hold it till SummerSlam, these belts. So.
Yeah, I say. Hope Ascension come up. That's a brand new feud. Got a good few weeks now. What, 5-6 weeks?
About 5 weeks, I reckon. Yeah.
Build up for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well done, Usos.
Well done. Fantastic build-up video there for Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. So well put together. Showing off the fact that the Shield were a strong unit and just how much this has betrayed. They're sort of ignoring Roman Reigns in this, and rightfully so. These were the two that were really together. Reigns just sort of like hung around with them. And as he sort of showed on Raw, he doesn't really care about much. But these two were the brothers. These two were the main facts of the Shield. And these are the two that should collide, and they are going to. Gotta say, I think Seth's going to take this match, because he's the heel coming in. Ambrose can always sort of build back up and get a few wins, but you need to make a new bad guy look really strong. So I think Seth, even if it's by sneaky means, he's going to win this match.
Yeah, a great build-up video to what's probably going to be a great match, and maybe even steal the show. These two guys were obviously on the Indies before, and they've just got better and better throughout their time in WWE as a team, and now in their singles careers they're just getting even better, especially Seth Rollins. So these two are going to go out there and put one hell of a match tonight, I reckon. And yeah, I reckon Seth Rollins has got this one in the bag purely because he's Authority's go-to guy and you need to put him over strong. But the feud won't end here.
And he's always got that briefcase on him, Mr. Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Okay, so there's not going to be the Seth Rollins-Ambrose match. Ambrose attacked him in the back, and that caused Triple H to kick him out of the building. Got to assume that knee injury he's looked like he had on Raw is worse than they thought, but not bad enough to completely take Seth off TV, but just give him a little bit more time to recover. And also, this match is going to be a big one on SummerSlam then. They've got 5 more weeks to build it up, make it really good. Very disappointing right now to not have it, but we'll hopefully get it eventually. And here we're going to have Paige versus AJ. I think AJ's going to still retain it, but I think Paige is going to turn more and more heel.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I'm gutted that Rollins and Ambrose aren't going to wrestle tonight, but could be a sign that Rollins may actually be a little bit injured, so they're saving it until SummerSlam. But these two have got even more time to think about an even better match on the biggest show of the year, other than WrestleMania. So it'd be interesting main event tonight. Let's put it that way. If Rollins does interfere. But in terms of AJ and Paige, I've been looking forward to this one, and I think AJ's got this one in the bag, and Paige will turn heel tonight.
Strange story to the match here. They've been doing the AJ and Paige are frenemies, they're like sort of getting close, they've partnered up together, and it's very strange. Hey. Yeah, and they had like Paige just seem really disappointed in AJ. Every time Paige got the upper hand, she was just like basically asking AJ to come back and do better. Very strange. I'm assuming this feud is going to carry on because who the hell other diva is there? Eva Marie. Yeah, what was your...
Yeah, like, it was a weird match, but as story-wise, but great. They've done well. I want to see another one with them at SummerSlam and give them another 5 minutes or so, because these two are my favourite divas at the moment, and they can raise the bar. Just give them the time. But a good match.
Yeah, I think they're just going to start making Paige go a little bit more unstable. Just have her going down like the crazy stalker route, a bit like Mickie James and Trish, and Victoria and Trish. A lot of people in Trish. And now we're going to be getting Rusev versus Jack Swagger. They've actually done a really good job in turning Jack Swagger face. Who knew that was even possible? But I've still got to say, keep Rusev strong. The only issue is the real political problems are getting quite intense, so that could mean a network axing an angle, but for the moment, everything seems intact.
Yep, pretty much what Ricky said. Rusev probably going to go over again here, but they may need to handle this whole Russia thing sensitively, but we may find out right about now.
Okay, we got Rusev's longest and best match so far. These two worked really well together. Jack Swagger is 100% over. And Rusev is probably one of the biggest heels in the company apart from the top tier wrestlers. This is like the strongest gimmick at the moment, but that's because there's lots of political heat with it, but that's why it kind of works. And good clever finish. Basically, Swagger took one hell of a bump, getting pulled into the ring post, and he proper went for it. And then just sold being dead on the outside. Gets counted out for the 10, Rusev gets a win, Swagger doesn't get pinned cleanly, so it keeps them both quite strong, and I can see this feud continuing to SummerSlam.
Yeah, this one's going to go on. The two powerhouses going at it. Russia and the US. It's a sensitive subject using this, but I can see why WWE are doing it, because you can really push Rusev to be even more of a heel, and Lana's really good on the mic. I guess why they're going to keep going at it until they got told not to by the network.
And they're definitely going to carry on because Rusev is attacking Jack Swagger after the match. I wonder if could Swagger beat him at SummerSlam? I just don't know where they're going to go with this one.
He will get beat eventually, but will it be by Swagger? That's the question.
Ah, that's good. As he was locking in the accolade, he stamped on Swagger, but that hurt his ankle because of the Patriot lock he was in. That's good selling from Rusev. But yeah, I'm quite interested in this feud continuing. It is a bit of on a knife's edge, like the network might find it a bit in bad taste and cancel it, but for now, it's a good, strong gimmick, a good, strong feud. I hope it continues.
Thumbs up from me.
Well, Seth Rollins won the match. I was right, and that's what matters. He just came out to officially get it written down in the record books that he beat Dean Ambrose. Juice! There he is! beat Ambrose due to forfeit, and Ambrose has made his way back in the building and is beating Seth's ass. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, it's phenomenal, just a little brawl, pull apart. It's a very clever way to extend this feud to SummerSlam, where this is one of the big money feuds. It's not got the marquee value, but for fans of the product, these are the two guys that people want to see go at it. They know there's going to be a phenomenal match, and there's a lot of like bad blood between them, and they're just diving at each other, trying to get past all these men. There were so many people trying to separate them, and they're just brawling.
I'm really excited about these two. I mean, that wasn't even a match, and that was exciting. So I can't wait to see what happens here. Okay. Maybe we'll see more tonight, maybe not, but this is exciting. Yeah, well done, WWE.
Clever way to extend it to SummerSlam, so we get the payoff then. And yeah, can't wait to see this match when it finally happens. WWE is knocking out the park with promo videos for these matches tonight. Every match has had a good storyline going in. The videos have been fantastically built up. All these matches have been good. And Jericho versus Wyatt is one I'm particularly excited for, especially when I heard that's what it was going to be. Got to give the win to Wyatt though. And then hopefully this can then carry on into SummerSlam and make it a more stipulation match.
I've got to say, considering this has been a 2-week feud, that promo video was awesome. That was so damn good, and that, as Ricky said, they're knocking it out of the park tonight with these matches and videos. They're doing really well, and that right there set up what's going to be a good match and a long feud, I reckon. But Wyatt's got this one in the bag.
Oh, let's see how right or wrong we are. And shockingly, Y2J gets a win. I suppose you don't want the returning big star to get a loss straight off the bat, but still, Wyatt suffered quite a few losses in the last few months. He's lost the overall feud to Cena, and I hope he has to come out of this feud with a win, or it is going to start hurting him. He's a character that can like absorb a few losses, because that's not in the grand scheme of things for his plans. Losses and wins don't mean anything. It's about the psychological warfare, but still, if you see someone lose a lot, you lose faith in them.
Pretty much. He hit a bit of a Cena glass ceiling after that event with Cena and feud with him, but I kind of think that he was a bit deflated by that, and as Ricky said, if he gets another loss from Jericho, I think that could hurt him. So don't end the feud yet, WWE. Put him in another couple of matches and get him the win, because he needs to push him back up to the scary dude that he was.
Exactly. But yeah, it was a solid match, and getting Rowan and Harper sent away means it's more fair, one-on-one. Yeah, so I can see it being some sort of stipulation match at SummerSlam. And get like a person, like a street fight or a last man standing. Well, yeah. I suppose did last man standing against Cena. So some sort of street fight.
Yeah. I think cage matches have kind of had their day. They've done too many of them recently, so and a good street fight would be cool.
Wyatt's already been in 2 in his career of less than a year.
Yeah.
And then we got a little segment with Seth walking to his car with security tailing him, and then stupidly sending the security away, and then immediately getting paranoid that someone might be there. And then in the background you see Seth's car, and the trunk slowly opens, and Ambrose tries swinging, hitting him in the head with a tire iron, but he screams beforehand. Kind of a giveaway.
Screeching off into the night, but have we seen the last of Rollins tonight? That's the question.
I think we might have seen the last of him tonight. Plan B gone, which means Triple H might resort to Paul Heyman's Plan C. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, it looks like it's going to be the Battle Royale next. And it shows a little Instagram picture of Barrett saying goodbye to his title. That's quite sad. I'm quite mixed. I want Ziggler to win, of course I do. But it's up in the air. I'd say the potentials are Cesaro, Ziggler. I'd say that's it. I'd say between those two, and I think it's probably going to be Cesaro, but I want Ziggler to get a nice little title run under his belt. Oh, please don't let it be Del Rio. Oh.
As long as it's not Del Rio. I just hate Del Rio. I love Ziggler, but it's not going to be Ziggler, so I think it's going to be Cesaro.
Zack Ryder's on a pay-per-view. He gets an entrance. Woo, woo, woo. Sandow apparently dressed up as Gilligan from Gilligan's Island. And very insensitively, Heath Slater still comes out with, it's a three-man band, but it's not. It's a one-man band by Clem Layfield.
Yeah.
Could the undefeated streak extend into an intercontinental title run? This could be the most inspirational win of all time. And again, the WWE proved that they listen to the flans? WWE listen to their flans.
Yeah.
They listen to the fans. They know Ziggler's over. They know he'd get a huge pop for the win. So they get him that close. The Miz had been knocked out the ring earlier. Most people have forgotten, but I knew it. As soon as Ziggler got that win, it was like, no, that's getting taken away. And the Miz appears, chucks him over. And the Miz is our new Intercontinental Champion.
Fuck Miz.
I hope at the very least he can get in a rivalry with Ziggler. Come on, it's like obvious. One of your biggest heels versus one of your biggest face. Regardless of whether Ziggler gets the title in the end, it should be a good feud and have good reaction to it. Screw this Fandango thing. I think it's run its course. Miz Ziggler, that would be some good money.
Yeah. Just do something with Ziggler, please.
Yeah, that's basically what I want.
That's all I want.
Oh, they actually let him get rid of Sheamus because they knew Ziggler would get a bigger reaction than Sheamus would.
Yeah. But now I think we have the main event.
Actually, one of the biggest shocks was Heath Slater eliminated Cesaro. That was just absolutely shocking. It just gave you that tiny little hope that maybe Heath Slater could do it, but
yeah.
No, he got beaten up.
Bo. Poor Bo.
Bo Dallas. But Bo Dallas got his own wins and victories in there. He's good. They're using his character well. Main event, gotta go with Cena. Seems the way to go. Reigns too long, other two don't give a damn. Makes sense, Cena.
What makes sense is Cena. But are they going to throw us a swerve ball here and have Brock screw Cena over and have Reigns win the belt?
I can't see Reigns winning, and I think he's still too green. It would be a dodgy way. It would be a trial by fire, and it would either go well or he would turn into Ryback. So it's risky, but Cena.
Yeah. I'm putting that idea out there in the ether, but yeah, Cena.
No sign of Brock Lesnar, and a well thought out match. Fatal 4-ways, hard to do, hard to structure. You've got 4 bodies in there to try and keep control of. Orton was taken out for most of it, and it was just Reigns and Cena battling over the carcass of Kane. Good, lots of finishes, lots of near falls. So many times Reigns was just this close. But good showing from him in the main event. And the safe choice, John Cena wins. And then to go with what we expect to be Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. But who truly knows?
Raw should be interesting, to say the least. But it was a good little match, teasing Reigns, but it's not his time yet. So Brock Lesnar may be coming back on Raw, maybe not, but plan C.
Right, that's pretty much all. This was actually a fantastic pay-per-view. Battlegrounds, didn't expect much from it, but all matches had build-up storylines to them. All of them had a purpose. All of them delivered.
Ciao for now, people.
TTFN.